Hello wonderful people, welcome to my page. In this video, the father of the late student of Crystals finally speaks up. Okay guys, let's watch and hear what he has to say. But before then, if today is the first time of coming across this page, please don't forget to follow, and if you have not shared this video out, don't forget to share as well.
I'm watching my wife crying every day. I don't even know what to tell her than sorry. This is our dilemma. It's my turn, it can be your turn. It can be your child. If you are a parent, I want you to listen to this. You will team up with me for us to stop this completely. My name is Adeyemi Mike Adeniro. I'm the father of Whitney Adeniro, and my child is just 12 years old, and she's year 8 student of Chrisland International School, high school. It happened that on Thursday was their inter-house sports, and my child dressed up normally in the morning, and the school bus picked her up to go to the inter-house sport at Agege Stadium. And that was all I know by that morning. So, but the mom also dressed up that same morning to meet her up at the stadium so that she can witness her daughter doing all the activities of the inter-house sports.
So I got to the venue, I met the principal and other staff, I greeted them, and then the event started. I was there before the event started. I looked for her, I didn't see her. Then the other houses started coming out. I didn't see her in any of the houses. I said, ah. I went outside to where they sell snacks to check for her. I didn't see her. And I started coming back in. Coming back in, I saw a bus zoom past me with speed. I met a boy.
My people.
So I walked up to the boy and said, oh, please.
Still they watch the video.
I'm asking of Whitney. I beg,
man, will still they watch the
and
video.
The boy
Let's
said,
know what really happened.
A girl slumped here, but they've taken her to the hospital.
Don't forget to share this video out, my people.
Oh,
please, if you have not followed this page to this moment, don't forget to follow
May
as
God
well.
grant her.
Okay, let's keep watching.
I said, please, I'm asking of Whitney Adeniro. Do you know where she is? The boy said, the girl that fell, her name is Whitney. I heard them saying, Whitney, Whitney. I said, no. My daughter's name is Whitney Adeniro. He said, ma, sincerely, I don't know her surname, but I heard them shouting, Whitney, Whitney, when they were pouring her water. The puddle of water was still there. I said, wait. I opened my bag, brought out my phone, and I said, please, this is happening. He said, this is the girl that fell. Over. My child fell. I met a man there. The man said, madam, ibi lo dúró sí tó ṣubú, èmi no me domi sí lára. Meaning, this is where she stood and fell. I was the one that poured water on her. I said, my daughter, she ate before she left the house. She hasn't taken part in the march past. She hasn't run. Why would she faint? What happened? I ran out of the place. A staff was walking towards me. Said, oh, Mommy Whitney, we've been looking for you. I said, please, what happened to my daughter? I learned she fell. He said, yeah, don't worry. She fell, and she has been taken to the hospital. But don't worry, she's fine. We'll just have to take her to the hospital, I said, okay, good. Please, take me to where she is right now. But I said, my phone was on. You should have called me now. I called my husband immediately. And I told him, see what happened though. I've just been informed that Desola slumped. He said, what? Where did she fall? Have you seen her? I said, I've not seen her. I was told by her classmates, by her schoolmates, that she slumped. But they said she's at the hospital. I'm on my way to the hospital now. I would keep you updated. He said, okay, no problem. Go ahead. I will make some calls myself. I'm joining you immediately. I said, let me get the name of the hospital and send to you. So I now asked the man, please, what is the name of the hospital? He said, wait, let me ask the principal. He went and asked the principal. The principal said the hospital is called Agege Central Hospital. When I saw the place, I was like, what kind of place is this? There was a gutter there, a mechanic workshop, a woman selling food, just a rowdy, crazy environment. And I ran inside. I said, Mrs. What? Where is my child? He said, I don't know, she's in there. So why did you guys come here? I was walking along. Why did you guys come here? Why here? He said, this is the closest, this is the nearest place they could bring her. So I ran in there and I met the doctor and the nurse standing over my child. He said, please, I'm the mother, please. What happened to my child? With me. And she was dead. My husband and I were in communication. He kept saying, are you there? I said, I'm there. But I couldn't tell him anything because he was driving.
And by the time I got there, I saw my daughter lying flat on a couch in an immunization center, not even an hospital. It was so devastating, so pathetic, so painful that I knelt down to beg the doctor I met on duty and say, please help me if there's anything you can do. And she looked at me and said, I'm sorry, because your daughter was brought to me dead on arrival, meaning your daughter has died before they brought her here. So I faced the nurse who followed the school bus that my child was conveyed into the immunization center. And the nurse said she was also not aware of the situation from the beginning. She was somewhere else. Then somebody signaled to her and called her, and she rushed down to the place. And she actually found the girl lying on the floor. She checked her eyes, they already dilated. Checked her pulse, already gone. And that is to tell her that the child is already dead. But unfortunately, she still have to kind of try her best. So she performed some CPR or whatever they call it that she can do on her. But she realized she's dead. But she cannot pronounce her dead because she's not a medical doctor. So they need to convey her to a place where a doctor can say she's dead. So I said, so my daughter died at the stadium. And she said, yes, she died at the stadium, but I cannot pronounce her dead unless a doctor do. So I said, but my wife was at this venue. Why was my wife not called? She said then it was an emergency. Then I said, emergency to convey a dead person to a place where you are going to confirm. Is that what you are telling me? So I look at the principal and say, can you tell me what happened to my child? She said all she knows was that she slumped. The teacher around said she slumped, and that was the end of it. And going back to my daughter, I realized her face is already turning black. Her tongue already turned black. Her lips already turned black. In my mind, what could happen to a child or to anybody if they die within few minutes, probably an hour or two, and they're already turning black? Meaning there's something that has to do with electricity in this. But the school is not telling me this. So I'm not also saying it out. I was just thinking and processing what could have happened in my brain. So later in the evening, a lot of people came and we said, okay, let us go and report at the police station. We found out that even Chrisland has gone ahead of us to the police station to even report in Agege Pen Cinema police station. So at that night, the doctor at the venue started saying, you should make arrangements for your daughter, how she's going to be buried. In fact, she has started hurriedly looking for burial ground for me where I could bury her that night. So, but at a point, it struck me that, look, if you truly love your child, okay, you love her while she was alive, then you should still love her in death. And the only way you can do this is to ascertain and have a closure on what happened to her. So if somebody asks you tomorrow and I say, oh, I do have a 12-year-old child before, but she's no more, the first question they're going to ask me is what happened to her. So it's my duty and my responsibility as a father to be able to explain and say, this is what happened to my child. So your inability to give me a closure or tell me exactly what happened, it means there is something missing in this whole explanation you are giving me. So at that point, it occurred to me that I need to do an autopsy. I need to check exactly what happened to my child. So at this point, they started telling me, what about the money? What about the time? This young girl, we are just going to start exposing her and all of that. But I refused to listen. So at a point when they were trying to convince me, I sent my guys to go and get me a coffin. Let me go and look for a place to bury my child. But again, I sat back and said, no, I can't do this to my child. I need to know what killed my child. Chrisland need to tell me what happened. And I asked every one of them. None of them was able to tell me this is exactly what happened. Everybody keeps saying the same thing, that this girl slumped and she just fell, and that was it.
I kept asking the doctor, what happened to my child? What happened to my child? What are people telling me? And they were saying, she slumped. She just slumped She fall down, she slump, please take heart. And then the doctors kept saying, from the way I'm seeing things, it's looking like cardiac arrest. I said, cardiac arrest.
For a 12 years old.
She's 12. Like, what are you telling me? I might not be a doctor, but I'm not an illiterate. How does a 12-year-old suffer a fatal cardiac arrest? She had no pre-existing medical condition. She had no pre-existing heart condition. She was in good health. She was fine. Why would a 12-year-old have a cardiac arrest in the first place? Secondly, even if she had a cardiac arrest, why would one cardiac arrest kill a 12-year-old? Was it an ambulance that brought her here? The doctor said, no, it's that bus outside that they used to bring her. I said, wait. So there was no ambulance to offer proper first aid? And the nurse Ahmed said, you know, madam, when they came to call me, she was already lying down. And you know, from what I know, I performed CPR. By the way, my child was drenched. She was soaked in water. She was drenched. Even when I got the water was still dripping from her cloth to the floor.
Now, but I realized that Chrisland School has gone around fabricating lies, even doing press conference. And saying my child is a sickler, that me and the mother are aware that our child falls sick all the time. This has never happened.
She was a beautiful child, healthy. I have never had cause to run emergency to the ICU for her. I have never had cause for her to be admitted in any hospital overnight. Her sickness was never beyond the ordinary headache. Then in her teenage years, when she was about to start her menstrual cycle, occasional stomach upsets. Oh, my tummy is paining me, my waist is paining me, oh, my menses is coming, and all that. Apart from that, she was a healthy child. Whitney does not have any pre-existing condition, any pre-existing health condition. She doesn't have any medical issues. If it comes to it, I will provide all hospitals I have ever used since I had her. I will provide the hospitals. Her name has never been changed. You can go there and investigate. Call her name. Let them bring out all medical records pertaining to Whitney Adeniro. And you will see that she has never been sick to the point of being admitted overnight. Never.
In Chrisland, my daughter have been abused. My daughter have been hit in the head. She even got a mark on her head in Chrisland. Mrs. Amoho, the principal, brushed over the issue. I allowed my wife to go and attend to the issue. When I came to Chrisland, the first day to register my child, and I want Nigerians to listen to this, Chrisland assured me, they sat me down from 7 a.m. in the morning till about 4 p.m. in the evening. Sat me down telling me how powerful and how good, marketing me to buy their products. And I bought and paid expensively. And I paid till the day my daughter died. And guess what? All they could do is to return to me a dead child. And you are not even doing me the honor of telling me this is what killed your child. You keep manipulating, trying to cover it. Chrisland must have been doing it. But this will be the last they will do. Now, my appeal to Nigerians is this. If you are a parent, I want you to listen to this. It's my turn today. You have two choices. You will join me in this fight and help these schools to stop this attitude of neglecting our children and putting them under danger. And you keep losing your child. Or you will team up with me for us to stop this completely. I'm going through the pain today. I know now what it feels to lose a child. I'm watching my wife crying every day. I don't even know what to tell her than sorry. This is our dilemma. It's my turn, it can be your turn. It can be your child. Let's put a stop to this. Lagos State government, put a stop to this. Federal government, look into Chrisland issue. Look into private schools issues. Let them stop killing our children. In this case of Whitney, she will get justice. I will not stop until justice is served. every teacher involved in a death, every nurse involved in a death, every proprietor and proprietress and principal will be brought to book. The only gift they can give me and my family is tell us what happened to our child.